Once the consensus favorite to be selected first overall in the 2021 NFL Draft, to 2 seasons later, South Carolina's Spencer Rattler is trying to prove that he still belongs as a top quarterback prospect. So let's find out if he does on this 2-minute drill. Immediately, it's worth mentioning that Rattler has some great arm talent with his natural velocity, impressive placement, and just overall arm strength that allows him to connect on passes all over the football field and keeps defenses spread out trying to game plan for him. In addition to that, while Rattler has plenty of off-script ability, he's actually very good at trying to stay in the pocket, stepping up when pressured on the outside, and sticking around trying to make a throw. He showcases excellent toughness to where he's willing to get smacked in his throwing motion if it means a chance at getting a good ball out to his receiver. But like I mentioned previously, if forced outside of the pocket, Rattler can make it work as well, as his arm stays dangerous on the move, and he does a nice job of keeping his eyes downfield and fires efficiently when he identifies a throwing window while rolling out. Despite his testing being a bit disappointing with a 40 time of 4.95, Rattler is quick-footed and instinctual enough to create time for himself in the backfield and even produce some impressive scrambles as a runner, even if it's not going to be a key facet of his game at the NFL level. For concerns with his game, Rattler is a bit too trusting of his arm to where he will go for the big play when he needs to be better at taking what the defense gives him, especially early in the game script when the team is going to be most in sync. Additionally, his timing in the deep game is a bit off as he holds onto the ball too long and doesn't throw where he can hit his receiver in stride as often as he should. For a pro comparison, Rattler shares similarities to Mark Bulger, who's most known for his time with the Rams. Much like Rattler, Bulger had a tremendous arm but had some issues when it came to turning the ball over and trying to force throws that weren't there for him. In spite of this, he was able to have some very strong seasons before injuries eventually derailed his early career. For Rattler, he can likely turn in some solid numbers and maybe sustain that over a season, but for his longevity, getting better within the system should go a long way for keeping him around and potentially finding his way to a starting spot in the NFL. For a draft range, I expect Rattler to be picked sometime in the 3rd or 4th round, but hope he lands somewhere that there is a path to eventually starting or at least competing for the quarterback position. The talent has always been there for Spencer Rattler, but now it's time for him to prove that he can make the most of it at the next level. And that's the 2-minute drill.